Hello, my name is Justin Patterson. I'm a application engineer here at QTE Manufacturing Solutions. I'm here to present you with our eighth installment of our 10-part series of What's New in Mastercam 2024. This eighth installment is talking about B Axis contouring toolpaths inside of our Milturn environment. So let's go ahead and get started. Okay, like I said, this is only available in our Milturn environment. It is not available in standard lathe. You do have to have the Milturn environment, plus your machine has to have a B-axis upper. It does not work with turret-style machines. So there's three enhancements they made in 2024 to the B-axis contouring turning toolpath. And to give you an idea what this toolpath is we're dynamically changing the contact point of the tool across the whole entire contour. This is one toolpath. So that's what's happened is our B-axis is changing as we're making this cut. So the first part enhancement we have is the dynamic editing of tool angle vectors. Okay, so what I'm meaning by that is everything in yellow is what we're turning here, where we're trying to change the actual, let's call it attack angle of the insert on that feature that we're trying to cut. So it follows these tool vectors. What we now have the ability to do is dynamically change these tool vectors very easily. And it's done through the toolpath. In the basic motion control, we have now where we can modify the tool axis control. Now, I will go through a live little demo of all of these three options in this video, but this is just kind of give you a rundown of kind of what's going on. So again, we're going to drive this toolpath, and then we can dynamically change that actual angle on that vector. So we can add vectors to make more angle movements inside of that drive. This does not require any special geometry to be created or anything. It's using the geometry that you chained. Also, as you can see, this actually shows up in red. It's because we're violating the contour. That's what's nice. It's showing me if we're violating the contour. It will not let me violate the contour, and I'll show you that in that live demo. What we're discussing here is if we press the Shift key on our keyboard, we'll toggle the display of the tool. Okay. So, kind of going through that, you can kind of see what's happening is we're just going to be able to dynamically adjust that. So we'll go over that here in 1 second on the live demo side of things. The second part to this that's been an enhancement is the designating the usable insert portion. So instead of saying that the whole area of the insert can be used, which is what's going to drive that B-axis toolpath, we give it a specific zone and we say, hey, we only want to cut on this portion of the insert. And as you can see in this slide right here, this is right now what we're defining as the whole usable insert portion right here, the portion of the insert. But we can go change and say, hey, we only want to use this front edge of our insert, and that will change the actual toolpath itself just based off of that right there. So that's the second part. The third part is we went in and made it to where you can adjust the stock to cut. This has been a feature that's been inside of regular lathe forever. It's been in Milturn. It's just for this B-axis contouring, we now have the ability of changing the stock to leave, the remaining stock. So again, I'll go through this in our little live demo coming up. Okay, so now we'll go ahead and walk through these three features on the bell housing part to show off these features. So what we have the part that's actually from the PowerPoint here, and all it is it's section viewed. We have two different tool paths. We have the OD turn and the ID turn. We'll look at this first, and we're going to look at changing the actual contact point of the insert, the usable space of the insert. So if we jump in here to our parameters inside of this B-axis contouring turning toolpath, I give it a second to jump in. And we're going to go here to advanced motion control. Okay. And it's in the maximum insert depth section right here. We're going to switch this to manual and say edit the depth. This is then going to pop up on our screen an actual outline of our tool with what the usable areas of our insert, which we want to change that. So we want to come in here and grab our red dot, and we can drag this to wherever we want to define what's the usable area of our insert. So I'm going to put it right there, say that's what I want to be the usable area. I'm going to hit enter. Once that's done, I'm going to green check. Okay, it does dirty our toolpath. Let's go ahead and regenerate our toolpath. Okay. Once it gets done regenerating, there we go. We have our toolpath done. Okay, and as you can see, it's going to come in and it's going to change the actual tool angle, what's considered a usable tool angle or usable area on that tool. Okay, so that's how we change that. The next one is if you actually look what we're chaining this whole section right here. Once it pops up, give it a second, there we go, you can see. But you'll notice our toolpath does not do that. It's starting at this weird angle. Well, when we go in here and we're going to go into the stock section right here, and we can adjust the remaining stock. This is what it's looking at for stock. See, it's been forcefully trimmed back. Well, we don't want it trimmed back. We want it to come all the way out. Actually, I want to make it tangent to this lead-in angle. So if I click the green dot here, you'll notice you get these little white dots appear. Those are places we can snap to. Okay, so I'm going to come all the way down here so I have a tangent move to wipe that whole chamfer, get that whole chamfer. Same thing, we want to hit enter when we're done, so hit enter. Then I do want to go change my lead in because look at my lead in, it's coming down. I want to come rather straight in like this or I can come up at an angle. Either one of those are going to work. I'm going to go ahead and start it with here. Okay, we're going to green check. Again, it does dirty my toolpath. Go ahead and regenerate the toolpath. There you go. As you can see, it's now easily changed the actual lead of our cut. And it's also, if you notice, it's changed the whole motion that we just recently saw of this toolpath because it's calculated on that whole cut. That's how it calculates that move. Okay. So that's our OD. Now, when we look at our ID, when we talk about the dynamically changing those tool vectors, if I go back and I verify or backplot, I'm sorry, this toolpath, you'll see this is how that tool is going to act. Comes in here, getting a little close here. Like I wouldn't mind rotating down a little bit there, right? Move this a little forward. Okay, I'd like that to level out a little bit more. You know, there's some things I'd like to see done on this toolpath. Okay, we come in here, get awful close there. Okay, and we go in here to our, I don't remember which one right here. Basic motion control. It's our tool axis control. Right now it's set to automatic. This is our new one. We have modify, and we go pick our cursor here. Okay, well, it's going to populate by showing our chain, and then right now nothing shows up. If you actually hit the shift key on your keyboard, if you go pick, I'm sorry, we first need to pick a vector and hit shift on your keyboard, you'll see it'll show a quick view of your tool. See that? So see, this is how I can dynamically change. I want to get this to be about right there. And remember, I wanted to maybe change this one to be a little bit more up. But see, that is showing we're violating. You got to kind of watch that. Okay. But if I want to add another one, just go there and click, double click. See, I can add a tool vector right there. So let's say, oh, I want you to be somewhere right here. I'm going to put one right here. I'm going to double click. I'm going to have you swing up kind of like this, double click, go something like this. What if we did somewhere here? Just kind of throwing some things around here. So I kind of like that to be like that. Let's see what that looks like. So that's all you have to do. You just go in there and you click what vector you want. You can change it. It will, like I'm showing you here, it tells you it violates. So it's pretty intuitive on that. Just put it the angle you want and set it. If you want a new one, you simply just double click on that section. So once that's done, you hit enter on your keyboard. Okay, just like before. Okay, green check. Dirty toolpath, let's regen. Okay, and as you can see, there's our new motion we have with our vectors changing on our tool. Okay, so we're going to get down to here. We're going to start tilting up. Okay, maybe go a little faster. You see that's changing our tool vector. That's how smooth that can be. So like that, we can go in there and we can change that tool angle if we don't like that as well. But that's that's how you do the 3 new additions to B Axis Contour Turning in Mastercam 2024. If you guys want any more information on this, please feel free to reach out to us on our support team, and we'd be glad to help you.